Hello, guys. Welcome back to Unpack Your Bag Podcast. We are your hosts, Tony Perks, Chantal in the building, and we got a review video. If you guys don't see the title, right, you look at the title. It's called Gold Digger Tells a Man He Doesn't Make Enough Money. A gold digger. So I'm really curious to see
why he would listen to her.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like, you sound kind of
like you want to go digger. Like, do you want to be able to go? Like, as a man, do you want to be able to go digger? I mean, because that's the only reason why I could see you taking advice from one.
I know. I'm just curious because I just feel like what she's about to say is a bunch of BS.
It's got to be.
I feel that personally, but you know.
And I just lost a lot of respect for the dude, and I haven't seen the video yet. I lost a lot of respect for him because the fact that there's a video means that he listened to this nonsense. Mm-hmm. So
we're gonna see.
Let's check it out.
So we're gonna see.
Maybe we're wrong.
We could be, but we could be.
I doubt it.
All right, let's go ahead and hit that play button. Let's go.
You're being 100% serious?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hey, man, you better lock your door. She might pull up right now. You better lock your motherfucking door, nigga.
I'll take whatever wisdom she can give me straight up.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
I just want.
Okay. So why do you feel she should submit to you?
Because I'm a man.
But so by default, you're a man. I mean, what
Black dude's like,
cachet do you have as a man?
That's not
I'm
a
being
reason.
guided by my father, and so
What do you bring into the relationship?
she's not bringing masculinity. My kids need that. I mean,
No. That's not what you said.
Pause,
I
hold
said,
on,
what
hold on.
do you
Pause,
bring?
and that's why we
What
got
are you
you.
bringing?
Okay.
so I guess the first thing is like, why is she getting so
Hype?
Like I don't know why she's like taking it so personal. For her.
Like
she's
this show dude.
Yo, like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, it's like, why are you so?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a random dude.
But-
I don't know how they know each other.
On the flip side of that, she asked him a very straightforward question.
Uh-huh.
Why should she submit to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm a man doesn't necessarily fly for me, right? Because like, okay, good, great. You were born into it. You were born into being a man.
Sure.
And the fact that that's something that you're born into doesn't mean that I'm going to submit to you. However, you should have came with something else, right?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
the father of her children. That would have been a reason in itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you can't really use "I'm just a man" in the sense because everyone defines manhood differently. Number one, if you really think about it, everybody has their different definition of a man.
He could have said anything. I'm the father of her children. I provide, right, what I can. Anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally could have said anything. I'm a present father. She's my wife. Like, you could have said anything. You had an opportunity to say anything, and you said, because I'm a man.
Which I agree. I wouldn't lead with that.
You could have said
hey, because
anything.
I'm a man, you know?
You literally could have said anything.
Well, there is a big stigma between like submitting and stuff. There's like this huge like taboo kind of thing culture with
He could have been like, because I'm packing, right? Like, he could have said anything.
He could have said that, but
He
I still wouldn't have been
said anything.
Yeah. So let's see. Cause I'm curious because I feel like maybe he'll say more. I don't know, but if you're just gonna leave with just being a man, I mean, it can't really fit. It's not gonna fit that particular. It's like a vague answer.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's a really vague answer. It's like, what do you want? I want stuff.
It's almost
what
like
kind of stuff do you want?
submission is synonymous, right? Or like being submitted to is synonymous with being a man, and I don't think that's true. It's like being a mother is synonymous with being a woman. No.
If you're gonna look at like the Bible way, it's like wives submit to your husband, but then husbands love your wife of life as Christ of the church, which means like deny yourself all your selfishness,
a duality.
right?
Yeah, there's a duality to that. Yeah, it's a balance.
Like,
there's a duality
to give her all
that.
to you, and you give your all to her. It's
right.
Like, it's not
and then
just one
it
way.
also says submit yourself one to another later.
Yeah, so
there's a duality when the Bible talks about it. But the fact that he was just like, cause I'm a man.
Mm-hmm. But let's see though.
It makes me think that he's whacking. He doesn't bring anything else to the table other than his manliness.
Well, let's see. Maybe it's something else. All right, and let's go.
As an epidemic to this the situation that we're in as a whole.
How much money do you make?
Well, I think I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm gonna go back
I make $30,000 a year. I am.
Relationship.
She's not bringing masculinity. My kids need that. I mean,
No,
the
that's not what
society
you
that we're
said.
in
I said,
is
what do
devoid
you
of that,
bring?
and that's why we've
What are you
gotten
bringing to
as
the
an epidemic to this
in
the
your
situation
hand?
that we're in as a whole.
How much
as
money do
society.
you make, sir? How much money do you make?
Well,
I make
hold-
30,000 a year.
Pause.
I'm a self-employed.
Oh, so he said he bring masculinity to his kids.
Okay, that's a thing. That's necessary.
And he said that his kids need that.
That's true.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
Point. So then she says, how much money do you make? Does that necessarily have to do the money you make with a woman submitting? I guess is my next question.
I guess honestly,
Because if you're saying gold digger, then in this kind of lady's case, the money you make determines your value.
in
So
her
it's not
case,
even-
yes,
it's
in
not
her
even
case,
about, you know.
I don't think that what a man makes determines his value. I do, however, think that it will be a cause for concern if what a man brings to the table financially, right, is less than what a woman brings financially, and he's still expecting
Straight submission?
straight submission. And here's the thing, I take that back. I take that back.
I'm about to say, hold on.
I take that back. I take that back.
Okay.
What I mean to say is that. Okay.
Hold up. No.
Okay. I take that back because that's really not what I mean. But what I mean is like, I'm about to get into some shit. I'm trying to backtrack it. But what really the thing is that what he brings to the table financially is a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing. Okay.
A thing. Okay.
It's a thing, right? Because we live in a society where bills are also a thing, right? And if a woman is contributing to the bulk
Okay.
of the bills,
Okay.
right? And she is also providing the bulk of the meals and the bulk of the care for the children, which typically happens in this scenario, right? Then she could have grounds to be upset.
I think having grounds to be upset in that particular scenario, yes. But are we talking about a woman who's doing it all, essentially? What you're saying is a woman who's being the breadwinner and the provider and also coming home and cooking meals and laundry and taking care of the kids and all the other stuff. Then
And
it's
doing
like,
all of the other minutia things, right? That
Right,
women
like
are
laundry
expected to
and whatever,
do
yeah, you know.
to keep the family moving, right?
Okay.
So if she is doing all of that and she is providing the bulk, right? We're not going to say like, she makes $5,000 to $10,000 more a year, right? Because that's change, right? That's chump change in the grand scheme of things, right? But if she is providing the bulk,
okay, meaning paying for like the housing and stuff.
yes,
Okay.
yes, like
So-
she's providing
so-
the bulk of that, then that is
So-
cause for concern. In my opinion, that's not being equally yoked.
Okay, so if he's making money, she's making more money, but he still pays for all of the stuff. Even though she's making more money, she could easily pay for the housing and stuff. But he decides to use his check to pay for the majority of the housing and stuff, even though he doesn't have really money left over. Would that still be fine? Would that be grounds for her to be upset
Okay.
if she wants? You know what I mean?
So in that situation is different, right? Because in that situation, she's not providing the bulk of the financial needs, right? He's providing the bulk of the financial need, right? So what I'm saying is that it doesn't necessarily relate to a dollar amount of he or she making more, right? I don't think that's the issue. The issue is that if a woman is providing the bulk,
Okay.
all right, the bulk, more than 60%. Of the financial needs to keep the house going. And she is also doing all of the daily stuff, right, that's needed to keep the family and the house and the kids straight. Dentist appointments, all of it, picking them up. I'm doing the bulk of that heavy lifting as well. That's not fair. That's not equally yoked.
Okay.
And if a woman is doing that, then it will be harder for her to submit.
Okay.
So then you have to look at the other things he is also bringing to the table. Maybe it's something else.
Maybe he's just dropping it heavy on her. And she's like,
Maybe it's something else,
I
right?
don't know.
Maybe it's something else, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. We had a similar discussion about this a long time
We
ago.
did.
I remember. All right.
You ready?
Yeah, let's get back to it. All right, and let's go.
Business owner.
Does she work?
No, she does not. And this is also another point why I want to get into is right now she's on unemployment.
So
and
pause.
I've expressed that I
Let's
don't
pause
like
this.
that
You don't make enough
we're
money.
getting
She
help
has to
from
be on
other.
So
Okay.
that's a good point, right?
So yeah, let me say
Go
something real quick. So he's making $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
She's not working,
Mm-hmm.
making unemployment, and his idea is like, you know, traditionally she should submit. Or I don't know if they're married or not. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Right. But there are kids involved.
They have a kid, and they're obviously together, and he's working, she's not. And his point of view is like, she should submit, because technically, she's not making income. She's just getting assistance from the government. So if that ever runs out, she's gonna rely 100% on him.
Right.
It's not even like 60-40. It's everything. And who knows how long that unemployment is gonna last?
Yeah.
I mean, there's kids involved.
Yeah.
So how I view it is like, if you're putting in 100 and you're not bringing anything, then kind of like, yeah, you kind of should submit to the way.
I agree with you.
Unless you want to offer something else in return to trying to, you know, balance that out.
I mean, in this instance, I agree with you 100%. If you're telling me that he being self-employed, whatever, is making whatever he's making, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's more than you're currently bringing to the table, then that requires requires some submission on your part.
It sounded like she was saying that, because she has to be on unemployment because you don't make enough, but also that's dependent on where you live at. Maybe like in Utah,
she doesn't have to be on unemployment. She can get a job.
That's true. That's true.
She doesn't have to be on unemployment. It's called a job, boo-boo.
The lady was saying like, she has to be on unemployment because you can't provide the means for it. But in Utah, $30,000 is like average, like average wages. So it's not like, it depends on where you're at. I mean, I don't know where he's from.
Maybe so 30 G's in California is relative to 30 G's in, the Carolinas. Dakota.
So I mean, anyways, all right. Let's go.
You don't make enough.
Sorry, go ahead.
Money.
And she's like, oh, well, what's that?
Hold on, give me one time out.
I live well under my means. Nothing that comes out of my wallet is ever anything that's not a bill. I have plenty of money left.
Honest, let me give you some advice. This first point. You don't make enough money. That's why she's on unemployment. She's not going to submit to someone who doesn't make enough money. If you think that we live in that world,
she's making no money.
Reality, hold on 1 second. Let me finish. White Nick or white chocolate.
Damn, why you call white Nick? Damn, you want to get racist?
Can't do that one.
White chocolate. I am so sorry. Sort of.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Your what you want. First of all, it's a very selfish and unattainable want. It doesn't align with the reality. The reality is, the money that you make, I mean, $30,000, I mean, depending on how many kids you have, you're living at the poverty level. Depending on where you live, depending on how many kids you have, and the cost of living. So
their necessities are taken care of. Faith is my bank account, but as a man, I can raise my income.
So pause.
The answer to your question
Let's pause this.
All right.
So let me start by saying that I really do not like her tone or the way that she's talking to him. Right? Like, I really don't like that. Because it doesn't matter, because she's coming off arrogant and she's coming off like she is in a superior position, right? And what is the purpose of you doing this, right? Like,
I think when I hear her, it just reminds me of a barking dog, like rah, 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 over and over, and I'm tuned out,
right?
Like, not calling her a dog, I'm saying like the rah, 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 and it's like I'm not even hearing what you're saying. Like, you're coming off like pissed at me,
and
I don't even know you.
You don't even know me.
I just told you my situation. Now you're mad at me for my situation.
Right.
Why the hell is it like? Why are you tripping on my situation? And my girl is probably fine.
And he's not asking for something that's unobtainable. He said my wallet opens for everything that is a bill.
Yeah. And they have money left over from his words.
So what's the issue? The needs are met. Is she warm? The lights is on.
You got roof over your head.
Roof over your head. Food in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is that she doesn't have to work, right?
Right.
If the needs are taken care of and there's a little bit of extra, all the money that she would make would just be extra anyway, right? So that's what the unemployment is. The unemployment is a little icing on the cake. Now we could go out to the Sizzler once a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Oh my gosh, I've been.
So he's not asking for something that's unobtainable. He's not, because he just said that he's taking care of it.
He's handling business, right?
He's handling his business. So to have his woman submit to him is not.
It's not far.
It's not far fetched. It's not far fetched at all.
I agree.
It's not far fetched at all. And I just don't like her tone.
It's her energy.
Her energy is all off. It's not sitting well with me. If somebody was talking to me like that,
you'd be like,
Yeah, I was shut down. So why would I talk to why would I talk to a male like that? And straight up, like if she was having this conversation with her dude in his face, like this is why women get hit, right? Like straight up.
I didn't say that.
Straight up. You should never, and let me say this, there is never a reason for a man to put his hands on a woman. I stand by that. I mean that.
I agree.
However, as women, no. There's no but. However, as women, you have to understand that the way you communicate, right, with the male is going to determine his actions and reactions, right? When dudes get in each other's face and start yelling, that means they're fighting. That means they're about to fight, right?
Yeah, violence usually happens of some sort.
That means that they're about to fight. So if you're getting in their face, right, like that, then in a man's mind, that means fighting. You understand what I'm saying? So you, right, need to know that you can't talk to him like that. Just like your dude needs to know that he can't talk to you any kind of way.
Agreed.
There needs to be that respect in that space.
For sure.
Yes.
And that's how because we solve our problems from arguing, and then to the argument gets to the point where it's a fist fight. Physical needs to happen, and then that will end it, and then the conflict will be over after that.
Right.
So like to just go back and forth is like, why are we just gonna keep at each other? We're just fighting, get it over with, and then it's done. You know. So it's hard to be like going against battle with someone who's just gonna bop 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 bop, and you're used to the
exactly. Because ain't nobody listen to that. Not no man is listening to that. Not no woman is listening. Ain't nobody listening to that shit.
Yeah. It's very turn offish.
Yeah. So let's press play.
We got a little more left.
If you want her to submit, you don't make enough money. You need to figure out a way to make more money.
So, okay, Nick, she gave you her answer, which is it's all about the Benjamins. She said,
in your world,
you gotta pay to play.
You guys created this.
She said it.
Okay.
I'm living
she
in your
refuses
world.
She refuses to let me lead. She wants to be this.
I think that's pretty much done with like. I think what he said was right. She pretty much said, if you don't make enough money, then I don't deserve to submit to you. By definition, you're essentially calling yourself a gold digger because you're only submitting because the money is there.
Honestly, I think this whole money conversation is moot because she's tripping off of a dollar amount, right? But he said that his bills are taken care of.
The needs are already met.
The need is met. So why are we still focused on a dollar amount, right? That's the whole problem with this conversation. If he would have said that, I'm making this amount and my wife has to be on unemployment to keep the lights on, right? That's a different story, right? Like that's a different story. So no, what he's asking for is not too much. I think she tripping. I don't like her tone. I don't like anything about what she did in that video.
Yeah, and I think if you look, his demeanor was like pretty much chill the whole time. Both of them. The other guy was kind of laughing because this is kind of ridiculous what she's saying. But I think she just had this like the arrogance, the arrogance of like, if you don't make this kind of like this number that I perceive in my head is the number that you need to make, that you're not worthy of having me be a submissive type of person, which in my head it's like I don't understand.
There's a lot of sisters like this too,
because it's hard for us to understand because it's like we're only important for our money. That's how it's just like, okay, if we're just important for our money, then don't be mad at us. Don't be mad if we decide to leave, because you just tell me right now from the jump that you're only in it for the money anyways.
Or don't be mad when I treat you like a prostitute. You know what I'm saying?
You're telling me you're only in it for the money.
Because you're telling me you're only in it for the money, right? So like, don't be mad when you get treated some type of way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't get mad when you get treated some type of way because you put yourself out there like that, right? Now, on the flip side of that is just as there are women who put themselves out there to be gold diggers, you know what I'm saying, are only with a man for what they can get. There are also brothers, right, who paint themselves that way, who only find value in their identity as a provider. You understand what I'm saying? So when you put yourself out there like that, Big Bang Hank, right? Like what you want to do, baby, don't get mad when she treats you like an ATM. And then when the money starts coming out, like you don't have that much money anymore. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. If you put yourself out there like you balling Big Bang Hank and all of that stuff, right? Don't get mad when chicks treat you like an ATM. You did that. The flip side of that is true. Ladies, if you put yourself out there as a gold digger, like the only reason why you're with anybody is to see what you can get. Don't get mad when you get treated some type of way. Yeah. When you get treated like a jump off.
Or having an expectation of a certain dollar amount you need to make for me to consider you. Like, I think that's more, I guess, from a guy, me. Like, I'm just thinking, like, when you come in, like, you need a dollar amount.
Right.
It's like, get out of here. Like, really? Like, I need to make a dollar amount for you to talk to me? Like, you just showing me that you don't even care no way.
That's out.
It's all, like, so money will drive you to the next person.
That's
out. Go to the next person. I guess that's how I would think about it.
I feel like I need to make an addendum to my previous statement.
Okay.
I really feel like I do, because I don't ever want the narrative to be that, you know, I think that, you know, women only submit to men that are financial providers, right? Mm-hmm. I think that is one of many pieces. All right. Mm-hmm. Providing financially is one of many pieces. There's a lot of things that fit into this. Mm-hmm. So then it becomes why, right? So if you're making more, whatever the case of the finances is, you have to look at why that is, right? Why is it like this? Is it because he quit his job or he got fired to work on his business, right? That's something different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's a different piece. Is it because, you know what I mean, she's at home and decided that after she had her kid, she don't want to go back to work immediately?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're in this position. That's why she's receiving unemployment and he's, you know what I mean? Like, we have to look at the whole that created the situation, right? It's not one size fits all,
for sure,
especially in marriage. So I don't ever want that to be mistaken, right? Yeah. That, you know, you only submit to a man that's bringing home the bacon. No, that
is one piece of the
that is
puzzle,
one piece,
but it's not like the puzzle
of the puzzle.
Yeah, but but this lady's making it seem like that's the puzzle.
She making it seem like that's the whole puzzle, and for her it might be, which is
fine. I mean,
that's cool.
I'd rather you be upfront about it, so I know not to, like, you know.
But I heard something once, like, if there is a man who is making all of this money, right, and he's like a, you know, a great provider or whatever the case is, like, why would he want to be with somebody in debt? Does he? Why would he want to be with somebody that's broke? Yeah. Why would he want to be with somebody who doesn't have a life plan, a goal on how to secure the bag or how to, you know, progress in a business or a field or profession of choice? And why would he want that?
And why would that person expect somebody to take them with that stuff? Like, the expectation that,
because they women,
the expectation that you should want me, and even though you're just this high status person, for example, and I'm just average or in debt or worse or whatever it is, you know? Yeah. It's like, why do you expect that? Like, why are your expectations should be, well, you should provide this way when you're not even providing none of that for yourself at all, not even in small forms. Like, you're bringing in more problems than you are bringing not. So then why would you expect some guy to just pull you and save you? Like, what are you offering? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think, what are you offering to the man that would make him want to take you?
The what?
You know? That's not enough. I mean,
I can't speak to it. I can't speak to it. But honestly, there's a lot of dudes who act like, you know, they just lose their whole little mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is true sometimes. And it goes the same way for females. Like, they lose their whole little mind. So.
I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Men do a lot for it.
I mean, they do. But I mean, think about it. If some guy has this much money and this access to this many women, then essentially, why would he take your particularly worst situation out of everybody else who doesn't have the situation?
I'm not 100% that he would. Yeah, I'm not 100% that he would.
Kids, that can be like debt, whatever. That could be just.
She would have to be bringing something else to the table.
Something good more than just
something
that.
Good.
You know,
yeah,
because,
I agree.
You know, because a guy of a high status, he's not going to be just, you know.
Let me go get me a broke bitch.
You know, right? He might. You know, he might. But you know, I just don't see that being the. Oh, let me just go get him. You know, it's like you want someone to bring something to the table, and that's what the woman wants too. So then I think you should bring something to the table. You know, if you're gonna be asking for a high class, high status dude,
whatever,
then you should be high class, high status,
yourself,
or be striving really hard for that. You know what I mean? So,
agreed.
Yeah, I just think it should be a conversation should be more about.
Should be level. Should be level.
Like, everyone's trying to go for something way unattainable that they're not really at that point. Yeah. Which is okay to have good big goals, but be realistic where you're at the point. Yeah. Like, maybe you can't achieve that right now.
Facts.
Because you need some more things to build. So, anyways, what do you guys think about this? Gold digger tells man he doesn't make enough money. I think it just depends on the situation. everyone's circumstances are different. What do you guys think? Thoughts, concerns, and has this happened to you before in the past?
And don't listen to nobody who talking to you with that kind of energy. Ever.
Yeah, it's just crazy. That's crazy.
Ever. Don't take life advice from somebody.
Anybody talking like that, man, woman, don't matter. Like,
And I'm damn sure not gonna take life advice from you.
for sure.
Like at all.
Yeah, like you
not even a little bit.
Like you just made yourself low value.
I don't care what you're talking about.
Like you made yourself low value.
You
by
did.
doing that,
you absolutely did.
Like so, whatever you're asking for, you probably
you're not gonna get it.
Good luck. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for this episode. Hope you guys like the review. Comment what you think this episode speaks to you about and what you've gotten from it. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, peace, love, and hair grease. We'll talk to y'all soon. Salutes.
Later.